I had been looking for a replacement for my Logitech rudder pedals for quite some time, and the Honeycomb Charlie rudder pedals have been delayed because of issues with the company, and they will ship later this year, but I did not want to wait. So I went ahead and bought the Thrustmaster Pendular Rudder or TPR rudder pedals. For flight simulators, rudder pedals may not be used as often as the yoke and the throttle, and you can probably get by with cheap rudder pedals and even without any rudder pedals. But because I'm taking flight training in real life, it is important for me to have some good rudder pedals that mimic the real thing as closely as possible. And I have read nothing but good things about the TPR rudder pedals in all the online reviews that I have come across, even though these are quite expensive at $599. Now it's time to unbox and connect the pedals and find out whether I made the right choice. The pedals came nicely packaged, well protected by styrofoam, and shipped with everything needed for assembly. Feel solid, quite well built. Where are the pedals? The pedals are on the other side of the box. Let's take both of them out. The pedals feel good, lightweight but solid metal construction. This is nice. I don't really read the instructions before assembling, but these are not really cheap IKEA furniture. These are some expensive rudders. So let's take a look at the assembly instructions. Quite straightforward, 4 or 5 pages, and the rest of the booklet is actually the same instructions in different languages. I took the nut out of the main bolt on the left side pedal, and there are 2 adjustment screws on the back as well. We'll see what these are for. Let's attach the left pedal to the rudder body. There are 2 adjustment points to control the inclination of the brakes, and the 2 screws at the back are meant for adjustment point number 1. I will just attach them at like the 4th one from the top. At this point I don't know what I will like, so I will need to try it out a bit. All the tools ship with the package, and I am going to need the small Allen wrench to get these small screws in place. Now let's connect the other side. Exact same thing. Connect the pedal to the main rudder body using that long bolt, and then secure the screws for the brake inclination adjustment point number 1. Same thing, I'll just attach it on the 4th hole from the top, and then I'll adjust them later as I become more familiar with the pedals and the inclination. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see exactly how the brake adjustment screws are set up. These are very small parts and I don't want to over tighten anything. Turning out to be slightly difficult doing this with one hand and holding the phone in the other. But I'll try to get as good a video as I can so you can see the whole thing as it is being put together. Now let's put the washer and the nut on the main bolt and secure both the pedals to the rudder body. These screws at the back are meant to control the resistance of the rudder. If both of them are completely down, it's maximum resistance, and you can actually take one of them off and the other one you can put it on top, and that will be the minimum resistance, and this is clearly shown in the booklet. And again, I don't know what I will like, so I will probably go for maximum resistance right now, and then I will adjust it later if I need to. These are my existing Logitech pedals, and they are secured to the floor with Velcro. So let me pull it out. The Velcro actually worked pretty well to hold it in place, and it has served me well so far, but it's time for a change now. Now, even though the TPR pedals are quite heavy, you can still see it move a little bit on the carpet when I operate the pedals. So I will either need to Velcro it down or maybe screw it down. I'll need to do something because it also seems to be moving. And at the back there is a USB port, and let's go ahead and connect the USB port to the laptop. And I forgot about the second adjustment point for controlling the inclination of the brakes. According to the booklet, if the screw is at the lowest point, that is the maximum inclination, and that's what I'm going to use initially. Same thing on the other side. After assembling the hardware, I installed the drivers. So go to support.thrustmaster.com, click on joysticks, scroll down to TPR rudder and download the drivers from there. After installing the driver, I downloaded the advanced calibration software from the same page under the utilities section. The calibration software detected the rudder pedals without any problem, and I could see the visualization of the rudder inputs on the screen. This software also lets you change some advanced settings, but I did not do any of that. I went straight to XPlane settings screen, and under the joysticks, the rudder was already detected, and I started the XPlane calibration. I had to make two other setting changes before the rudders worked as I expected them to. The first one was brakes. The axis was reversed. So when I did not press the brakes, the plane was standing still, and when I pressed it, it started moving. So I had to go to settings again and click on reverse axis for both the brakes, and that fixed the problem. The second problem was that the plane was not reacting to the rudder inputs. So the brakes were working fine, but when I gave it full power and I had full right rudder, but still the plane was just turning to the left, I went into the field and crashed. So I tried this couple of times, and every time it was the same. As you can see here, the brakes are working, but when I'm pressing the rudder on the TPR pedals, nothing is moving. Turns out that I had the pitch, roll and yaw axis mapped to two different controls. So I had a virtual joystick installed because sometimes I was playing with the tablet as my controller. So the VJoy device here has the pitch, roll and yaw axis mapped to it, and that's what was causing the problem. Now this was never a problem with my Logitech, but the TPR pedals somehow this was conflicting. So I created a new profile and then unmapped the pitch, yaw and roll axis from the virtual joystick, and after that things started working fine. Here you can see the aircraft reacting to the rudder input correctly as I would expect it to. And then I tried one takeoff, And as you can see, it's much easier with the TPR pedals to keep the center line. Now with my Logitech pedals, I would be all over the runway at this point, but here it's smooth, it's nice, and it feels good. As I use these pedals more, I will upload more videos in future. So make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on so you can get to know when I upload more videos. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.